Hello, this is Octavian Chua. Today we will talk about the concept of light, what we know as light and what is actually really is. And from there we will infer from the world and establish some of the law of how the world works. I believe that everyone here has some understanding of what is light, but what if I tell you that it may be something else altogether, something that you may have never thought of before? We thought that we may have understood light. We point to the sun, the lamp, or the fire, and we say that that is light. What if I tell you that what you are looking at right now is actually light, and that what you have thought of as light is actually just reflected from the surface and isn't the original essence of light? Let me ask you a very simple question. The sun can brighten the earth, but why is it that the universe is still so dark? Before we proceed further, let us first establish the foundation of truth in this reality. The very first truth of how this world works is actually through mutual dependence. The reality is that nothing can exist solely by their own. Even the tree that you are looking at right now, without the ground, the tree cannot grow. It must first establish its foundation on the ground before there can be roots, and then trunk, and then branches, and then leaves, and then only then can the next cycle of life begin, where the bird build their nest, and from there the other cycle of life begin, where there's flowers, there's bees, and all that. It's all mutual dependence from one another. Now, let's look at this painter. Do you think she can paint anything if there is no canvas? And how do you think the body work? They all support each other through mutual dependence. So the very first law of how this world works is actually through mutual dependence. And everything is built upon one another, including the light that you see. Before light were to come into existence, they seems to be residing in a place that is somewhere between the empty space and the world that we know. Before we came to understand light as light itself, pure light was actually formless and invisible and is beyond perception. It resides in a field that is between our world and that of nothingness. So when we have understood the foundation of reality as that of building upon each other, look at the fire over here. Which one do you think came first? Is it brightness before the fire, or it was fire first, then there will be brightness? Remember back the law of mutual dependence and how things build upon each other. It's always the establishment of one thing that lead to the other things. There is also another important point that I would like to make. Is fire created or was it discovered? So the reality is that what we see is brightness, but what came through is the light. So when you look at the sun produces light. And what else? A candle flame also produces light. What else? Even the lamp produces light as well. So where does light belongs to? The fact of the matter is that you can have more than just the three of them to produce light, and light does not belong to any single one of them, which means that light actually came from somewhere else, and they are merely a medium where light were to pass through. If you actually think about it, none of them actually own the light. It came through them, and regardless of the distance, like as far as the sun, light still can be produced from them, or rather, they disclose it. This is also very similar to what I have shared before. The physical properties of this reality is a shared function among everyone. So in the same way, the properties of light is a shared function available to anyone who can access it. When light came to us, it comes together with the 7 colors, which also corresponds to the different wavelength and frequency in the spectrum of light. And yet, the visible light that we can see is only accessible to the human eye, which enables sight and color vision. And from here, you can actually infer a fourth law in this reality, which is connection. I was just eating my breakfast a while ago, and then you can look at this fork over here. How do you think the three laws were to apply to the fork? The fork starts from the handle before it is split out. This is the same way as the tree, which the root is on the ground and then split out from the branches. This is how all things work in this world. So when something has established itself and exists in this world, what it will be looking for next will be the connection, how they are connected to the world and what is their relationship with others in this world. Once that is established as well, then you will have many different groups trying to figure out how they belong to the world. Eventually, things will balance out by itself through regulations and harmony. It may not be done by the groups of people or the group of things that has established themselves, but rather it is done through the source of the intelligence, the one that is actually in the same place as where light were to reside in. Hope you all have enjoyed this little TED talk that I have present for you. So see you next time.